Hey everybody, I'm trying to make a video again, and because I want to show you these two little techniques, or one technique and something I thought of because you're getting the paper soon, and I want to show you that even the little tiniest of scraps can be made useful. So this is an aqua painter that we sell. Hobby Lobby, Michael's, other places sell them. I got theirs first, but it leaked and I just didn't have much luck with it. So when I got Stampin' Ups, it was better quality and I like it better. So I use it a lot of times if I don't have the right color to color my flowers, whatever color I wanted. Like this one has an image like this. I'm just using this for an example, but so this one does have the image that you can stamp in the ink. But I want to show you if you didn't have that and you didn't have the blends to color it with, I want to show you an alternative way to put color down on the paper. And I need a paper towel, hold on. Okay. All right, so I keep a paper towel here in case this gets too watery. So what you'll do is just take the color of ink that you want and one of your clear blocks and just tap it right in the ink. And I just got a little bit on the corner there, if you can see it, because I don't have much surface to carry. And if I need more, I'll get it in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and close this and this because I'm not gonna tap it. Well, I'll go ahead and, this is the green I'm gonna make my leaves out of. So I just wanna put a little bit on it too. Then I'm gonna close these. Okay, and when you're doing this, I'm using our thick cardstock from Stampin' Up. Now the cardstock that I gave some of you is not Stampin' Up cardstock. It's something I get from my printer, and I've already tried it with this technique and it worked, but it smears the black. So I'm gonna try to stay in the lines and not smear the black. This is actually Stampin' Up paper and we'll just see how good it does. But anyway, so I got that ink on my block and I just picked up a little bit from my water brush and I don't want it real wet. Then I'm just gonna color these in. They don't have to be perfect because as you know, this stamp set is not perfect. So, well, at least the black isn't smearing on this one. Yeah, because this paper is Stampin' Up paper. Yesterday when I did it, you could really tell that the black was smearing. So, and this is coming out a lot darker than I wanted because I didn't put enough water on my brush. But you control how light or dark that you want it. So what I normally do is I go over it real light first, which I've already blotched that, but so that's a real dark one. But then what I really wanted to do was go light, and so I just squeezed the barrel a little bit to get a little bit more water down there on my tip, because I wanted it to look watercolory, so more like that. And then what I would do is go back over those creases, you know, where they show where the artist who drew the flowers shows the shadow. I'd go back over those in less water on my brush. So you get the drift here. It's just real easy to do, and it's just something to do if you don't have the right color in a blends, or they don't have an image for you to stamp, because everybody's got the clear blocks. And now I'm going to add a little bit more purple. It's Holland Heather. And just because I want, I've got the other flower to color. And I might go, like if after it dries, you can go back over it again to make it even darker. But I actually started out pretty dark, so I don't think I'm going to need to do that. But so you just see how easy it is to color in. And you don't want your paper saturated because it'll curl, because this isn't watercolor paper. Although you could buy watercolor paper, and I have some, but I just hardly ever get it out to use it because this works pretty good. Okay, so I'm finished with my flowers. I see that one's a little light, so whenever if I wanted to go back over it, I would just go back over it. Just because it's a little bit lighter than the other ones. Okay, so then I wanted to show you, okay, so I've got my brush. I'm going to wipe it off on my napkin to get the color out. I'm squeezing it so the water comes out. Then I'm just going to get my green over here. And just go through these leaves, which, you know, like I said, it's not, these aren't perfect. So, like, I don't even think they have a stamp for the leaves. Okay, so there's our watercolor image. All right, and then what I was saying about your paper, I'm just gonna lay those over there. And that just washes right off, you know, because it's water soluble. So I made a card yesterday that I posted, that little fun fold that we're going to do in our next class. And I had lots of little scraps left, so I thought, what can I do with these? Well, these are 1.5 inch squares. I just cut with the cutter, you know, 1.5 inch. And then I cut a piece of the Highland Heather just 1/8 of an inch bigger than 1.5. And it just gives a little tiny mat around it. And like, you know, they do have an upside and a downside. And what happened yesterday on that card that I posted, it's a really weird way that you cut that diagonal. And, you know, it was like my second time doing it. And my first diagonal cut, my flowers were upside down. Like, so you have to pay attention to the direction of the flowers you're using. Like the flip side of this, which is that beautiful purple vine, does not have an up and down. You know, it doesn't have a direction. But if it has a direction, you got to be careful how you cut it, because you're cut, like I cut one piece that made both diagonals, and it just didn't turn out, you know, because one piece was the piece that goes on the front, which is this piece, had direction, and I had to recut it because they were upside down. I wasn't having that. Okay, so then I just cut a piece of, this is mint macaroon, this right here, macaron, whichever way you say it. And so I just I had this card base already. I just scored it at 5.5. And then I'm going to put my next layer, which is 4 by 5.25. And just put it on there with an even border. And then these, I want to place them first. I'm going to put the ones with the 2 big flowers on. I'm going to put that one up top because I want it to be the most seen. So, like, I'm just going to place them. I want this one down here to see how much room I have for this flower over here. So, I'll glue those down. And then I'll take my watercolor painting. And I think I'm going to add some interest to the top of that. Hold on. I think I'm just going to use this punch that's with the elegant punch. I mean, the elegant suite. And the punch is up this way, so I'll have to feed it in and out. Oh, it's got to be the right width. Darn it, it's not going to work. I guess I could do an inverted knob. Yeah, because I'm going to have to trim it to whatever size this is. So let me do that, because I really do want that at the top. Let me see what size that is. Because it's not going to feed through there to come out the other end. And, you know, not only on this punch, but you can do several punches like that if you want to change the ends up to make it a little different. I think that is 1 3/4. Okay, so I'm going to trim my piece here to 1 3/4. Hold on. Oh, I got my trimmer right over here. So, because it's not going to fit, I'm going to go over here. I'll be right back. Okay, so I took some off of both ends so that it, you know, would still be centered. And I'm just going to feed it through here and pull it up through the hole. And then I'm going to get it up there where I want it, about that high, I think. And I'm just going to punch it. Oh, how pretty. I love it. So now I have a card with hardly any supplies. I mean, you know, using this paper is just so pretty. I can't wait for y'all to get it. It's just beautiful. I love every sheet of it, and that's odd for me. And so then I would take my sentiment and put it across this way. Or you could just stamp something on this, like hello or whatever you wanted to. I had a little plain strip here somewhere. I don't know where it went. Anyway, let's see how it looks if I stamped on top of that with the greeting in here. You are absolutely amazing, this one says. So I could probably put that right here. And it'd be fine. I think I'll try it. So, just to see how, I mean, you know, it's just paper. So, let me get my block. I don't have another small one, so I'm going to use a bigger one. And I'm just going to stamp that on there and see how it looks. But that was the cool little technique of doing the watercolor, you know. And if you, like I say, if you get more water in your brush, it will, I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape, which is a darker color of Highland Heather, so it doesn't run into the black on the stem. You are absolutely amazing, this says. And I always look and see if I got anything on it. Then I hope that whenever I upload this video that it comes out full size. I read a lot about it, so I got things I can try. Okay. You're absolutely amazing. And so there's my card with hardly, you know, no supplies. So that's a little tip right there. And like, that's pretty big, the 1.5. You could cut that down to 1 inch or 1 1/4 and just leave more room in between. I think it looks best with a small border though. Instead of 1/4 of an inch, I do 1/8 of an inch, just like I did. And then it's just pretty. You know, I'll put some jewels on it, maybe a bow around this, like tie a bow around this. And I'm happy with it. So there you go. See you later.